After a whole load of messing and fooling around, look at that. Look at that. What I did was, let me have a look, show you, look. Let me do it in its order. Here's the axle. Here's going to be the end of the axle. I did this, the penny washer. See, this tries to come off, doesn't it? Where's the washer out of there, right? That tries to come off. So to stop that coming off, I put a penny washer there. But then, of course, you were jamming the wheel and everything else, weren't you? So what I've done is, so the nuts here, and then I've got a washer, then I've got a little spacer behind the bearing there. So that'll allow the bearing to turn. I've got the spacer here. Then behind that spacer I put a washer. And then I put the wheel on out the way. So it's not going to come off because of then we put a little washer here. Then we put the penny washer in, so it doesn't fall off. Then we put the nut on. Yeah. So we've got the nut on now. So now we put the nut on and we can tighten it as tight as we want, because that little washer is creating enough space. So the wheel can move, but it can't come off because we've got the penny washer holding it. Look at it spinning freely to the penny washer on the end. So I can afford to have a slight, I was using this spacer. I wonder if a nut is smaller, thinner. It is slightly. Let's reduce that a bit and see how we get on. Yeah. So that's done it. We got it. It's just a case of messing. Just a case of messing with the washers and spacers. It took me ages and ages to figure it out. So what I've done, hold on. Let's just for now take off this one here and that spacer. Well, everything's come with it. So we've got, what have we got now? We've got a nut and a penny washer, then a little washer underneath to keep it off the bearing, right? Then in the middle we've got a spacer. Then we've got another bearing. Then we've got, oh yeah, another little spacer here. Little spacer washer there. Yeah. Then we put the wheel on out the way. Put the wheel on out the way. Then we put the penny washer on. Then we tighten up this nut here. Yeah. And then we tighten up the whole lot. We tighten up the whole shebang. Look at that. So what's keeping the wheel on is the penny washer. So I reckon that's going to be plenty good enough for what we want to do. Plenty good enough. So I've roughly figured out where I want the centre of the wheels to be. There, taking into the curve here and here. So, yeah, taking the back. I don't want too much ground clearance, but that'll do, won't it? So I've marked it, and now we've just got to drill 2 holes in it. Because I know what I've decided to do now, what I'm going to do is keep them there so I don't forget. So I want that in the middle. That's the correct spacer, so I want that right, the correct nut. That washer and that washer and that. So I'll keep that like that now, and then I'll copy them 3 times so I'll know what's what. Because you tend to put them in and then forget what you put in. Well, I do anyway. So I've cleaned and cleared the surface of this now, so that I can just put my piece of wood solidly down on it and this should be level, and the drill should be level, and it should be going in much squarer than making it by hand. I only made to make a hole through, that's all. So we'll see how we get on. So we've still got a very long way to go. That has shown us we don't need them 2 nuts there now, do we? 1 that'll do there, bring it in closer. We're going to deal with this not fitting the center. What we're going to do, we're going to use this piece of tube. Get this piece of tube here. When I put the bearing on, that inside thread will push inside this rubber tube, so that'll make that space up like a little washer. So we've got that. So we're going to deal with that, and then the wheel itself, it's pretty close, but it's not quite close enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to tape the wheel up together and then jam the wheel on, so that they'll be unforced on as well. And then obviously we're going to use the Scoutcraft instructions he gave us for keeping something nice and round. So we're going to put that in the drill and sand it nicely. Make a oofa doofa that, put a bolt basically through there, and then put the bolt in the drill, and then we'll sand those wheels nice. But we've got the idea. We know where we're going now. This is like the little mock-up. We can stop that. Yeah, I think we're doing okay. We're doing okay. A lot of putting together, pulling apart, putting it back together, pulling it apart. A lot of finding out. Do you know what I mean? Which is all part of the fun, though. It's all part of the fun. So it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.